The last class, we studied the for loops. We studied about break, pass, continuous, built-in functions. Then we solved some 5 problems. In today's class, we'll be studying the while loops. So while loops are used for the similar process, like we have to do something that is repetitive. So the main difference between the for loop and the while loop is that the for loop takes a collection of items and executes a block of code once for each item in the collection. In contrast, the while loop runs as long as or while a certain condition is true. So for example, we have this program which I'll show you. Let's take a variable current number and set its value to 1 and then use while. This is the syntax of the while loop. First, we are going to write the built-in function while, then the variable that we initialized, current number, is less than or equal to 5. So here is the built-in while. Here is the variable that we need to initialize first, and there is the condition. So this while loop will continue to work on until this condition is being met. Now inside this, we are going to print current number, and then we need to do the important thing, that is to change the value of this current number, because once this program executed, then there is need an increment in this value so that the next value gets its position. Current underscore number plus equal to 1. Okay, so now if I run my program, you will see that it will print from 1 to 5, as you can see here. So this is how you can make a basic for loop. This is the syntax, and inside there are conditions that will be executed until this conditions are being met. When you say that inside is a block of code that will be executed until these until this condition is being met. Now let's write another program such that we want to print or we want to count to first 100 integers. So this is how we can do that. We will use a variable counting and take it to 1. Then use our built-in function while and set the condition counting less than 100, and here is going to be our condition, counting and print 1. So exactly followed what I taught you earlier. Now if I print this, you will see that only 2 line of codes will give us the counting, like from 1 to 99. So this is how we can make use of it. But if you not put this value, this loop will continue to go on only stuck at 1, but it will keep running. So this is how. We'll see it's stuck at the 1, but it's still running. It's not stopping. So if you encounter this issue, just simply close this terminal and fix the code and run. So here I got indentation problem. So if I run, you see I got the error. I fixed the indentation. Now if I run it, you will see my code is running again. So these are the things you need to remember, that inside the while loop, make sure that the code gets proper increment, or the code is not causing an infinite while loop. Let's create another program. Now if I place program 3 and while true, I'm going to take an input for the number 1. Int enter your number. Print number. If number is equal to 0, then break. Print program has finished execute. So what this program does is that it will take a number, then print the number until or unless the number. Okay, so now what this code does is that it will take a number, it will keep on printing it until or unless if the number is 0. So if I run my program and enter 7, you see it's asking me a number. Let's say 567. It's giving me back 897. Let's say 99999. And so it's returning me the number as long as I'm not entering a 0. So if I enter 0 now, it says the program has finished executing. So this is how you can make another use of the while loop. Now I think you have basic understanding of how the while loop works. Now let's solve these problems. So we have problem 1 that says write a loop that prompts the user to enter a series of pizza toppings until they enter a quit value. As they enter each topping, print a message saying you will add that topping to their pizza. So we need to take an input variable with the list where the user entered the topping name, and then what we are going to do is we are going to set the if condition and see if the entered topping is any, whether it's quit or name of the topping, and then we will break. So let's get started. First of all, we'll take while true semicolon and type here toppings is equal to input, enter your toppings name, right? And then put here if toppings dot load is equal to quit. Oops, I need to close this so that this lower method checks that if the entered variable is in lowercase. Again, close this condition, break if the person enters quit, and then obviously print you will add toppings. That's it. Now we are going outside of this if statement and then print pizza is ready. So now if I execute this program and enter the topping such that I want something more sauce, you can say extra sauce topping. So if I enter, it says you will add extra sauce, and then it's asking for more ketchup. I'll say another. Okay, but now if I enter quit, it should end the program. Yes, enter your toppings. Okay, so you say enter your topping name. It says the person selected quit, and now the program has ended saying the pizza is ready. So this is how you can make this program work. Now let's move on to the next problem that says write a loop that never ends and run it. To end the loop, press Ctrl C or close window displaying the output. So I have shown you this earlier while teaching you the syntax, but let's do this again. Problem 2. So this is the code that I shown you earlier. Let me paste the code again here. Okay, so if I run this program, you'll see it will count to 99, right? But if I remove this line of code, because there's nothing telling this loop to do next, I'm not incrementing, I'm not decrementing, I'm not asking it to break or whatsoever. So if I run it, you will see it will give us an infinite loop. You see the flash on the terminal window which shows that it's still running. So in order to stop it, this close this window, which I'm gonna do, and you see it has stopped. So I've just fixed the code, and now I run it. You see it's giving us the count. So this is how you can create an infinite loop. Now let's move on to the next problem that says make a list called sandwich orders and fill it with the names of various sandwiches. Then make an empty list called finished sandwiches. Loop through the list of the sandwich orders and print a message of each order, such as I made your tuna sandwich. As each sandwich is made, move it to the list of finished sandwiches. After all the sandwiches have made, print a message listing each sandwich that was made. So first of all, we need to make a list of the sandwiches. Let's do that. So we have sandwich underscore orders is equal to tuna, ham, turkey. I'm not sure if the ham is halal or not. And the next one is the roast beef. And let me take something that's chicken. These are more pastrami, grilled cheese, and so on. Okay, so we have created this list: tuna, ham, turkey, roast beef, chicken, pastrami, and green chip. Now we are going to make a empty list. So let's take finished underscore sandwiches equal to this. And here is our second list, that is the finished sandwiches. Now we'll use the while loop. While sandwich orders, and here is our condition while sandwich orders, and now we will set the rest of the code. So current underscore sandwich is equal to sandwich underscore orders dot pop and 0 here. So this will remove the values from here. And now what we are going to do, we will print a message for the current sandwich. Okay, so I got a suggestion from Podium. This is how we can do that. This is exactly how I was going to do. Print f. Let me just rewrite this again. So print f. This f allows us to convert all the values into the string. I made your Now we are going to use this value here, parent sandwich, and again we are going to type for the string to show up or to print sandwich again. Because if we don't do this, we will only see this value. Now let's move on to the next line. Here we will add this value to our finished order. This is how we can do this. Finished order dot append, and in here we will add parent sandwich. So I think it is I have spell mistake. Finished sandwich. Okay, so I fixed it. So now we are removing this and adding this into our finished list, and while doing so we are printing the message that this order has been completed or this sandwich has been made. Now we'll move to the next one, that is print slash n. So what this slash n does is that it breaks your string into two. So if I write hello world, it will show us hello and world. So this is, it breaks your string, right? I think it will be understood. The following sandwich were made. For sandwich in finished sandwiches, print f sandwiches, I guess. So I am using this value right here because this is going to loop through all the sandwich in the finished sandwiches list that was empty earlier, and we filled it with the orders that has been taken or been made. So if I run my program, you will see it is giving us, I made your tuna sandwich, I made your ham sandwich, grill sandwich. So this is the work from here to here, right? Now we need the problem asks us, as each sandwich is made, move it to the list of finished sandwiches, and after all the sandwich has been made, print a message listing each sandwich that was made. So this is what this is doing. Simply running a for loop and printing the values. Ham, turkey, roast beef, and the following sandwiches are made. This by adding the statement. And we did this by breaking, you see this statement is being printed separately from this because we use this slash n, backward slash n. And then we use the for loop to give up these values printed separately. So we solved this problem. Now let's move on to the next. What this says is that use this list sandwich order from the previous example and make sure the sandwich pastrami appears in the list at least 3 times. Add code near the beginning of your program to print a message saying that the deli has run out of pastrami, and then use a while loop to remove all occurrence of pastrami for sandwich orders. Make sure no pastrami sandwiches end up in finished sandwiches. So we need to add this value 3 times. So let me just copy this string, this list here, and add that we are solving problem 4. Need to remove this. Okay, so we have sandwich orders and we need to add pastrami multiple times. Pastrami has occurred once, it is going to be twice, it is going to be thrice. So this is how we can do this. Now let's make another empty list with the name finished sandwiches. That is going to be an empty list. Okay, we have an empty list now. Now we are going to print the message that sorry, the deli has run out of the pastrami. So let's just do it. Print deli has run out of pastrami. Now what we're going to do is we are going to use the while loop to remove all the occurrence of the pastrami from the sandwich orders. So let me comment here. Removing all occurrences of pastrami. So this is how we are going to do this. While calling the string pastrami in sandwich orders, sandwich underscore orders dot remove. So this remove method will remove the pastrami from our list. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to loop through the list of the sandwiches, so and print a message for each other. Loop through list of sandwiches and print the message for each other. So this is how we can do this. We'll be using for sandwich in sandwich orders, obviously, and then we will print the value f I made your sandwich, and again sandwich finished underscore sandwiches dot append. This will add the made sandwiches into our empty list just like we did earlier in the problem. So I'm just writing the code for understanding again. Sandwich. All right. So we now have all the orders moving to our finished list, and while doing so, the message will be printed that this sandwich has been made. Now, after this, we will again print the names of sandwiches. So again, using the same code, /n, so the following sandwiches are made here and here. Now we will use for sandwiches in finished sandwiches, and then we will print the simply sandwiches, or I should say the sandwiches, right? That will be enough. And it will say the tuna, the ham, the turkey, and so on. So now if I run my program, remove the pastrami, so it's giving us the error. Delhi has run out of pastrami, but I made your tuna sandwich, so we didn't add a space here. Say your tuna, your turkey. Say, let me fix this. So where did I did that? Here. So if I run it, I made your tuna sandwich and grilled sandwich. All the sandwiches are here, and then the following sandwiches are made. And again, I didn't add a space here. It should give us okay the tuna, the ham, the again. So we solved the problem that we don't have pastrami sandwich, but we do have all the others. So we created a new list with multiple orders of the pastrami. We created an empty list. Then we printed the message that pastrami is no more. We removed it, and then we used the for loop for moving the sandwich order to the finished order list, and then we simply printed it. So this is how you can make use of the while and for loop. Now let's move on to our last problem that says write a program that polls user about their dream vacation. Write a prompt similar to if you could visit one place in the world, where would you go? Include a block of code that prints the results of the poll. So this is how we can do this. First of all, we are going to need an empty list. Dream underscore vacation is equal to these brackets, and then prompt equal to if you could visit one place in the world, where would you go? If you could visit one place in the world, where would you go? And then we will use the while loop. This loop will ask the user about their dream vacation and store their responses. So while true, it will take the name, obviously a string, so we don't need to make it an integer. Enter your name. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is vacation underscore place. Input is equal to what is your dream vacation place. Okay, now let's create another variable dream vacation, and in here we will place the name will be equal to vacation underscore place. Alright, so this will ask that their name, their favorite place, and store it in the dream vacation. Now what we are going to do, we will ask the user if they want to continue. So this is how we can do. We're simply going to use if statement response dot lower. Obviously this is going to be in the lowercase, but you can also add if or here or so this is how you can do this. Now I'm going to come on to the next line and print if. There's no need to use the lower here. We did not initialize the response. Oh my god, I forgot. I need to initialize here response is equal to input. Would you like to continue? Yes or no? Okay, so this response variable being utilized here. If response is equal to yes or response is equal to yes. So I use the both lowercase and uppercase in case someone enters either of those, and then break if this statement occurs. And then we will be printing, then we will print the results of the poll. So for this is we're going to do, we're going to print /n poll results. Okay, it automatically did print the poll results, which are for name and place in dream underscore vacation dot item dot item. It will bring the value and the keys or simply the value of the items of the list, and print f to again and name this variable right here. So print f name and place. So this name is this variable and this place is this variable. So this is how we can print the name and place the person wants to be. Enter my name, Hamad Saudia. No, I don't want to continue. Here it says 4 results, Hamad and Saudia. So this is how you can write a program that pulls users about their team location. Write a prompt similar: if you could visit one place in the world, where would you go? Include a block of code that prints the result of the poll. So this is how we can do this. Hope you learned about the while loops and how we can use them to solve different problems. In today's class, I told you about the definition, why while loops are used. While loops are used while certain condition is met, and I showed you some examples and I solved some problems. So now you should go and practice more examples, find on the internet, generate some problems which you can solve. You can also learn from me on one-on-one coaching. Just message me on my social media and I'll teach you. And secondly is make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel.